Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here, and I'm at Killicomaine estate, and with one of the guys who is involved with the bonfire, and yeah, quite smart, quite neat, you know what I mean? It hasn't just been thrown up there. So how long has it taken you?
Well, we started about 3 months ago there, but basically the whole construction probably done in about 4 weeks maximum, like, but it's getting stuff up, you want to get it here first.
Yeah, so is there still more to go on, or is that a finish?
No, that's us done now. We went to school this year, so the wee reel on the top of the box of the road from the top.
Yeah.
That there was the end of it back then, so that's the end of it now.
Yeah, fair enough. So what does this mean to you?
It means everything. This is our culture. Everything. Way back whenever it first started, you know, it was like the old mobile phone. That's how it first started off. You know?
Yeah.
It was a way of signalling.
Yeah.
Quick, and it was even quicker than the kitchen and stuff like that. There.
Yeah.
From way back then, you know, it's been everything. You know, you do it every single year.
So when did you start doing it? So it was a hard question.
I can't even remember, mate.
Yeah. Since you were able to trail a bit of wood.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was able to pick a bit of wood the other day.
Yeah, and so what's your community like? Is it?
This community comes together the greatest day. We have a big fun day up here. All day event up here, you know, on the 11th, fun day, barbecue, band goes round the estate, we dance with Lundy and all, you know, bring Lundy right round the estate. I make them myself, make a wee mini one too.
Yeah.
Bonfire as well, they dance round up. Wonderful thing around here.
Yeah, brilliant. And so I deal a lot with mass immigration, irregular immigration, illegal immigration, whatever you want to call it these days. How are you feeling in this area right now? Is it affecting anybody?
Not so much in this area now, but there are a few rats about as well, like, you know, as well as the foreigners. Like,
yeah, of course.
You know, try and keep it locals and try and get the locals into the houses as much as we can, you know, without doing anything abrupt.
Yeah, it seems to be the common thread everywhere I go, especially in Belfast, and you know, from South Belfast to Village, East Belfast, and Killicomaine and Bangor, and you know, we don't have these problems. Is it not strange that it doesn't seem to be our areas that are getting affected with the drugs and everything that's going on? Because it comes together. What I'm hearing with Porterdown and stuff like that, you know, there's a problem with drugs in the town and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem to be in our areas.
Yeah, well, I said, you know, should be want to bring them in, you know, they're not going to bring them in plastic areas, they want to bring them in plastic areas, and that's dodgy, that's what's on.
Yeah. Another thing as well, I'm trying to bring Catholics and Protestants together because, you know, at the end of the day, we're all Christians and stuff like that. And it's difficult, you know what I mean, because of Sinn Féin, you know, and the rhetoric of the IRA and the dissidents right now. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of love from people from West Belfast and all these different areas that we would never even speak to or even have anything to do with. You know, I'm quite shocked at what the rhetoric of what's coming out of these areas. And, you know, like the Bogside and Cross McLean as well. These people have had enough, you know what I mean? And, you know, what
I think even the Irish themselves have had enough, you know, Catholics in general, you know, the Irish in general, the whole island. Going about England next.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want.
Yeah, no, we don't want England, then it's not going to happen here, is it?
No.
No, it's not going to
happen.
So, one last question. Are you burning tricolour on your bonfire this year?
We'll be burning the green, white and gold,
right.
Which isn't a traditional Irish flag, it's more a Republican flag.
Yeah.
So that's what we burn on it.
So I've got to ask these questions because, like, you know, I'm trying to get guys not to burn bonfire because I'm in Dublin quite a lot. I'm talking about, like, we call ourselves patriots, you know, we're patriots. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, you know, we're Christians and we come together, we're saving our children, we're saving our traditions, we're saving our cultures. Not just our cultures of remembering our dead that fell in the conflict of the last 50 years, but letting them also remember their dead, you know, and letting them understand that if you keep going the way you're going, none of us are going to have anything that's left, you know what I mean? But it's interesting that you're saying there that the Irish green, white and gold, or green, white, I don't know where it comes from, green, white and orange, where it comes from. What your rhetoric is there, that you don't see that as a flag in other countries, is that right? You see that as a symbol of republicanism, of the IRA, who persecuted us for so many years. Yeah, thank you so much. It's good to clear it up and to understand exactly, you know, because we need to understand, and everybody else needs to understand why we do what we do. Like I say, we've been burning tricolours all our days, and nobody really thinks much about it. It's just, we think it's the IRA.
Yeah, well, there's no way you can look at it. Everybody loves it.
Yeah. Well, there you go, British man, he's bang on. thank you so much, and I hope you have a really good night. I'm sorry I'm not here,
No,
but
you know, you have your own fire.
yeah. Well, thanks again. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. So, guys, there you have it. You know, this isn't the biggest bonfire, but look at it. It is beautiful. Look at it. Precision. The design. You know what I mean? That's not going anywhere. That's burning, and it's staying up until it burns to the ground, to the very last ashes. You know, and like I say, there's Union Jacks, they'll have the Ulsters, but they'll be coming down, and there'll be other flags going up. And like I say, yes, some bonfires still burn the tricolour, and you know, we are trying to move on from that, but this is what we know. You know, it's difficult to change what we know. We've been doing this for a long time, and you know, it's a lot of people in these like these areas, they're untouched by mass immigration, they're untouched by the Islamication or anything like that, you know what I mean? Because we're loyalist areas. You see the Union Jacks, you see the flags, the red, white and blue poles, the red, white and blue curbs. What's that? Yeah. I don't want to upset. It's YouTube, you know what I mean? No, it's YouTube. But yeah, it's this is deep. This is really, really deep. This is cultural. This is traditional. This is stuff that we will never leave. Like this man here, I was doing these bonfires since I was a wee boy, trailing out. I used to climb out my bedroom window so I could stay at the bonfires. You know what I mean? We stayed at the bonfires for like a month. You know, back in the day, it was a lot more. Other bonfires were trying to set your bonfire. Other prods, I may add, were trying to set our bonfires alight. And, you know,
back in the day here, there used to be 3 bonfires in this one estate, and we all done the same thing. We all had the wee bonfire wars.
Yeah. And then you had the Catholics as well, trying to sneak in and burn it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a big thing, and I just want because I know I do have Catholics on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel. I'm a TikTok, and I know I've got a lot of Southerners. I'm just back from Dublin yesterday. I got an amazing reception. Oh yeah, I got a wee bit of grip from a couple of, what can we say, IRA men. I thought they'd gone away, but apparently Jerry Adams, they haven't gone away, and he must be right, because they got a grip of me yesterday, so they did. But like I say, I've got no hate for these guys. I feel sorry that they're still going down this rhetoric. I feel sorry that they're supporting Palestine. I feel sorry that they're doing this to their communities, and I feel sorry for the Catholics in their communities are having to suffer what the Sinn Féin / IRA dissidents are doing. And it's a shame on you all, because, you know, it's not fair. This is Northern Ireland. Whether you're a Republican, whether you're a loyalist, we've all got our traditions. You've got the hunger strikers, you've got internment, you know what I mean? You've got the 9th of August, we build your bonfires. We've got our 11th of July, 12th of July, 1st of July, and many more. Grand Robinson Parade, Squeak Parade. So many, you know, we've got the North Down ones. You know, there's so many I could name, and you know, we're going to keep them. They're never going to leave us. And this is my message to the British government. You're not going to get away with it. It's not happening. All you're going to do is cause problems. You're going to cause problems. And this is my message to people coming to this country illegally. You're going to get put back out again. And don't blame us. Because we're telling you, there's nobody welcome here. We've got enough problems of our own. We're a Christian country and we're hanging on to our Christian values. So if you come to this country illegally, you will be sent back out again. And don't blame us for doing that. Blame the government. Because the government should have stopped you. We should have borders like they do in Glastonbury. You know, we should have borders like they have in Egypt. You know, the size of the borders next to Palestine, between Egypt and Palestine, 2 Muslim countries. If all the other Muslim countries don't want these guys, what are they doing coming here? 800,000 women, children being affected by predators in England. That men who came into the country, whether the first or second generation, they came in, and if they hadn't come in, them girls would not have been abused. If Tommy Robinson hadn't been silenced, them girls would not have been abused. This is what my message to the world. There's no women or girls being abused in Ulster. Definitely not in our areas anyway. What goes on in the Republican areas is out of our, we can't do nothing about that. That's down to the people in the Republican areas. That's down to the people in West Belfast, the Brookside, and Crossmaglen and Armagh. You've got to sort your own problems out. There's nothing you can do. You need to get rid of the men who are causing you so many problems. And then maybe we can go forward together to protect everything that we know as Christians. I'm Freedom Dad, and God bless every single one of you. Cheers, man. Thank you so much. Cheers, man. Cheers. Oh. Okay, Freedom Dad here at Killicomaine Porterdown, and I am with
Nigel.
Nigel, is this work part of yours?
Yes, I'm a part-timer.
You're part-timer.
Part-timer because I'm a bit older now.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this kind of thing?
Well, really, from as a wee lad and involved in the culture. It's a cultural thing. A bonfire. You know.
What does it mean to you?
It means it's part of being a Protestant to me.
Yeah.
It's part of our culture. It's part of our history. As is like the parading of Lundy. before he gets lit.
Yeah.
You know, most of us know. Well, most of us used to be taught in school about our local history,
Yeah.
what it means, Irish history.
Yeah.
You know, and that for me, that's what it means. It's a cultural thing. It's not offending anybody. If anybody wants to be offended by it, they have to come out of their way to be offended by it.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
you say a cultural thing. So, and the schools and being taught about stuff is that changing?
well, from what I hear, it's changing. I mean, whenever I was at school, I was taught Irish history, right back to the plantation of Ulster.
Yeah.
You know, border touched on the 1641 massacre. You know, uh, up until the Easter Rising. You know, taught both angles. It was just straight down the middle, straight through what actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, it was never actually like what I'm trying to say is it was never like just said for one side.
Yeah.
You got the facts,
Yeah.
you know, and you're able to make your own mind up, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's being diminished. You know, I think it's being airbrushed a wee bit.
Well,
You
they're
know.
trying to.
Well, I would say they're doing more than that.
Yeah.
They're trying to airbrush history. They're trying to change the narrative. They're trying to change so many things from so-called peace process. I mean, I would say, and maybe I shouldn't say it, but I mean, the narrative about Bloody Sunday, for example. I know you're not about this. I
Yeah.
mean, the narrative is that British soldiers opened fire on peaceful protesters, which is a complete lie.
Yeah.
Soldiers opened fire on so-called Bloody Sunday, 1969, whenever they were fired upon.
Yeah.
Anybody watching the footage of the CO in charge, it can clearly be heard, do not fire back unless you have a clear target.
Yeah.
You know, now, I'm not arguing those people who were killed were innocent,
Yeah.
but they were caught in the crossfire. Now, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference from saying they were shot by British soldiers, peaceful protesters
Yeah.
shot as if like they were lined up against the wall and shot,
Yeah.
like in Dorkley or T-Ban or King's Mill massacre.
So why do you think the history of what really happens in Northern Ireland? Because there's a lot of stuff that's quite scrupulous, and we know different. You know what I mean? Why is that happening?
I'm really not too sure. I think it goes. I would say it goes from the top down. The successive governments, you know, it filters down.
Yeah.
We often say, like in any business, for example, if you're a manager, you go to your CEO, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it filters down
Yeah.
through. And I firmly believe that's where it's coming from. It's coming from government down on whoever's lobbying government. And at present, and for a long many year, the Muslim Council of Britain, for example, who are lobbying the British government and
Yeah.
who are putting a lot of pressure on. You know, I heard last night, for example, they're trying to bring in the law now about a law about Islamophobia. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you have to be very careful what you say. Is it Islamist?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Yeah.
Islamic?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, the terrorism that we're seeing, it's Islamist. It's born and bred from Islam.
It's a different type of terrorism that we know.
It's a different type of terrorism for me. No, it is.
Yeah.
It is because I mean, like here in our history, as I was saying to someone there, I mean, recently, this wee country of ours has been through enough. Whenever I was a wee lad growing up, I mean, you know how about bombing and shooting.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just walk past the TV, like, I mean, you're just so used to it,
Yeah.
you know. And the way I look at it is, I like to think a lot of people who know me are be of the same opinion. This wee country has been through enough, you
Yeah.
know, of the so-called troubles, without importing more crime and more terrorism.
With that, why do you think the British government are so afraid of Islam?
That is something I've toyed over myself. I really do not know whether it's from other countries or what is it? Is it because they see the rise of Islam? I really don't know, but it's clear that they're terrified of it. It's
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
It's clear that the British government, well, Keir Starmer for definite.
100%. And our king. What do you think? What's going on with our king right now?
Well, our king, I'm really not too sure, to be honest with you. I mean,
It's difficult because you're a royalist. I was a royalist. I love the king, the queen, and everything else. That was a big part of our life. But things are changing.
well, I'll be totally honest with you. I mean, here last year, our Bonfire and the flute band were playing "God Save What About the Queen." But last year was "God Save the King,"
Yeah.
and I'll be totally honest with you. I didn't find myself singing along to it,
Yeah.
and I found it an awful lot of other people. And if I turned to someone beside me and said, "Now, see if that had been the Queen still alive,"
Yeah.
you'd have heard that from the out of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to me, he's a reluctant king.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be king, and he's feeding into Islam. He's heading down that road rather than upholding the Christian faith. and as he swore he would do, the Protestant Christian faith. You know, he's heading towards Islam in a dangerous way. You know, and if Alexa him heads towards Islam, people's going to look, people on the fence is going to look and say, well, if the king's going that way, it must be all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you mean?
So what about
Sorry, that's
yeah,
what I mean. If
yeah,
it feeds down from the top.
yeah, of course.
You know?
So that's the king. So we're unionists as well. We're royalists. We're unionists. What do you think about the union right now?
It's in a bad state. It's in a really bad state. I mean,
Are you still proud to be British?
uh, my conscience, standing here in the presence of God, my conscience tells me yes. Yes, I think about my forefathers and, you know,
Yeah,
who fought and died and to keep this wee country free from tyranny.
yeah,
And I believe we're seeing tyranny right now in present day.
yeah.
You know, there's laws being passed, there's things being passed with it, people being consulted about it and everything else. But getting back to your point about being British, yes, I still consider myself British. Yes, my conscience tells me that,
Yeah.
you know, but
Logically.
logically, it's touch and go.
So how far do you think what we see in England with who's going into Parliament and likes of um, the First Minister of Scotland complaining about everybody being white, the leader of the Labour Party in Scotland complaining about being every. How far do you think we will go before we realise the union isn't for us?
I don't think we're too far to go. It pains me to say
I was
that.
going to say, how do you feel about that?
Again, it pains me. It pains me in my conscience because, you know, we're British. You know, I would say British by providence, Ulster by grace. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm proud that I was born in this wee country of ours. You know what I mean?
So,
Uh,
so with with everything that you said, we are royalists, we are unionists, we're Protestants. You know, we're Ulstermen.
yeah.
You know, what's your message to the British government, the people who we've looked up to, the royal family and the British government? What's your message to them today?
I would say to them, take the time to listen to the silent majority. The silent majority, the hard-working, ordinary people who don't want to go out and protest, who don't want to go, but are seeing this garbage on the TV and their news day in, day out about what they can say, what they can't say.
Freedom of speech with
Freedom,
Facebook
freedom
posts,
of
yeah, people
speech.
in
I
prison.
mean, your woman, is it Mary Connolly? Forgive me if I got the name wrong. I mean, she's doing 31 months, I think, like for a bit of an.
Lucy
Sorry,
Connolly, yeah,
Lucy
yeah, yeah,
Connolly. She's married a Conservative MP or something.
yeah,
But she's like, she's in the jail doing 30 months, like for a tweet,
yeah. That she took straight down again.
which she took straight there. She
But,
did it.
but yeah, we've got these rappers and we've got this other guy, Bod Villum, saying death to the IDF. And not only that, but we've got these two Manchester guys that allegedly attacked the people in the airport. And we've got also that Jones guys who he hasn't even seen a court, but yet they put all these people in jail straight away because they were right wing.
Well, that's what I'm finding. I mean, local people now are talking about where's the justice?
Yeah.
If this is, I mean, they call them two-tier care. I mean, that's clear and obvious now. I mean, as you said, it was Manchester Arena. Sorry, not the arena, the airport.
Yes.
I mean, it was clear to everyone what was going on there.
Yeah.
You know, and yet
It took so long to get them in
it
the
took
court.
so long. I mean, then to me, in my personal opinion, they're kind of hoping people will forget about it.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of hoping that let it drag on long enough, people will forget about it.
Yeah.
But people don't forget because it's constant now.
We don't forget because if it had been any of us, we would have been straight in the remand. We wouldn't have got bail. We would have been up in court in 3 months, and we would have had about 7, 8 years.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely, I totally agree with that. You know, I mean, it's uh, it's beginning to rattle a lot of local people.
Yeah. Yeah.
People that would never have really bothered, I suppose. But I say people sitting on the fence, people who are like they're Protestants that come out for the 12th and different things, but they're asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
They're often asking. I mean, I was brought up to respect church and state.
Yeah.
Now the state has clearly let us down. Successive governments.
Yeah.
I mean, and pains me to say it. I hate to say it too. Church ain't helping too. I mean,
You're bang on. You're bang on.
church is calling out injustice about these rats and different things. Yet after October the 7th, there was complete silence.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people I know were saying, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? And then these hate marches which happened the
Yeah.
day after
Yeah.
and have been continuing every weekend.
Mhm.
And their hate marches, you can't describe them as anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a guy permanently there every weekend. He's dressed in like a suicide vest.
Yeah.
And yet, when he's approached by a police, he says, "Oh, what's where I keep my mobile phone?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, these are that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Two tier again. Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that type of people seeing it and thinking, "Hold on, where's the justice in this?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're trying to live our lives as honestly as we can, pay our taxes and all the rest of it. And where's it getting us?"
So let's rewind to 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Let's go back to when we were teenagers or in our 20s. Could you ever imagine us then thinking that we would be standing here talking about our king and our union the way we are?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Are you feeling this is the thread, the feelings of the communities around you anyway?
I do. I do. I really do. And I said it before, it pains me to say that.
Yeah.
It really, it pains me. It makes me sad, you know, sad and angry.
Yeah.
Sad and angry that, this Northern Ireland used to be called like the jewel in the crown
Yeah. Yeah.
of Great Britain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the people were churned out of Northern
Yeah.
Ireland
Yeah. Yeah.
and different scopes of not just sport, but even in surgery. Because of the troubles,
Yeah.
surgeons were having to perform operations that had never been heard of before.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
things like that. And to me, we're just collateral. No,
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
So, I just want to say thank you. I don't want to put you on any pressure because it is difficult. What we're talking about is difficult. It has Protestants, has loyalists. It is a really difficult
It,
topic, isn't it?
it, it does. It pains me, especially when you talk about British. You know, being British. I mean,
I got three Union Jacks, one on my back and two there. You know what I mean? And it fucking
Yeah.
breaks my heart.
well, I'm on the same page as you, and there's more like it. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's heart wrenching.
Yeah.
It really is heart wrenching. And to me, uh, I I really can't see. I hate to be pessimistic and be a prophet of doom,
Yeah.
but I can't see it improving. I mean, to me, Islam, and it boils down to Islam, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This it's a hate-filled religion. It's and Hamas, it's a death cult.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. They're definitely not the religion of peace.
definitely not. I
You
mean,
know, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
well, they'll be at peace with it as long as you agree with them.
You're bang on.
Once you differ, I mean, they'll not. I mean, it's written in their so-called, I'm saying so-called scriptures.
Yeah.
About the Jew and the Christian next.
Yeah.
You mean, if anybody thinks, like they're safe, they're going to be safe with Islam. I mean, they're really they're in a different world altogether.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being open and honest with me. I really appreciate that. You're a gentleman. Thank you. So, guys, you know, here's your message to the government. Here's a message to the king. Listen up. You know, I'm not running about here telling people what to say. I'm just putting the camera in front of people and saying this is what's happening. This is how people feel. You know, I don't know what else to say about that. You know, and I said I didn't need to interview people. If you just trust in my word, but you know, at the end of the day, you need to hear what the people in the streets are saying. So this is a message to the king. You're going to lose Ulster. This is a message to the British government. You're going to lose Ulster. We will end up going independent if you don't sort your ideas up. We're not going to be sitting here getting Islam and other people forced into our country, and eventually down the line, our children or our grandchildren are told that they can't celebrate Christmas and they can't build bonfires and they can't celebrate the 12th of July. You know, that's not happening. Not in Northern Ireland, not in Ulster. So, you know, it's time to listen up. It is really time to stop thinking that he's no best and diversity is great. It's not in our eyes. It doesn't look like it's great in England, and it certainly doesn't look like it's great in Ireland. You know, so that's enough for now. I'm Freedom Dad, and God bless every single one of you. Fucking hell, man, it's warm, isn't it?